October 2023 update. We are starting an archival section on our Patreon. This section is going to be dedicated to archiving all the hard copy photographs, videotapes, and related items that have been amassed over the early years as writers, photographers, regular civilians, and fans documented what was going on in New York and other major cities. Starting the archive will be the book Ceasefire, a collection of over 100 pages of photographs documenting New York's trucks during the 1990s. All photos were shot by Tommy Rebel. All these trucks are no longer running. The book is digitally available on our Living Proof magazine tier on our Patreon as the first release for the archive. We are also dropping a Patreon interview with TD. TD is a writer well known throughout the 5 boroughs for having gone all city numerous times. Hailing from the Bronx, TD speaks on his time spent incarcerated for stealing cars, being shot with a shotgun, going all city, traveling the world to paint, etc. The full TD episode, as well as the Ceasefire book, is available on our Patreon now. Patreon members on our Living Proof magazine tier are sent out current issues of Living Proof magazine and are included in the subscription list on all upcoming issues. The magazine is dropped periodically throughout the year. Members also gain access to our episode library, video project library, and growing archival section with projects from Savvy, Ichabod, Deceive, Rehab Iraq, etc. Enjoy the episode. Peace.
Angel and Z Radio is a show brought to you by the wonderful people at Art Primo. A graffiti shop like no other that has been proudly serving the community for decades from New York to Seattle and beyond. They have everything you need, and you probably need everything they have. Mops, paint, inks, sketchbooks, stickers, bags, and much, much more. Believe me, you will not want to miss this.
Like I said, bro, thanks for coming on again. You
Yes,
came on
yes.
a while ago, like super early on, and I gotta thank you for that
What
too.
was that?
It was
Fucking
almost probably a little bit over a year ago at this point.
more than a year ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But
you're
it's
right,
been a
you're
while,
right.
so I got a quote that I wanted to start this shit off with. So let me see. You're a person who's experienced a lot of change, and you've underwent many things from the era you lived in and the neighborhoods you came up in to changing of mindsets, martial arts, spirituality, meditation, and I was just wanted to know what are your thoughts on change in life in general, from this change that's happened in New York to just like everything that you've been through in your life. When you think about change, what comes to your mind?
That's a tough one because right now I'm having a problem with change. It depends on what kind of change you're talking. If you're talking about like a progressive change in your life,
Well, both, like from progressive to even just, going down and just the ups and downs that you've been through in your life. What do you think about that?
well, on a personal level, like for one individually, I think change is important because it comes in many different forms, and for one to grow, me particularly, I think we need to change certain things in life. When we're kind of, when we're born, we're kind of born perfect, unless we're born with some kind of disability. No one's ever perfect, but we're kind of born perfect as babies because it's what people do with us from there on. I mean, my mom tried the best she could, but she didn't have a great childhood either. And as things go, like change, from the way my mother grew up to the way she raised me to where I'm raising my kids, I don't put my hands on my kids. Sometimes I want to fucking, sometimes I want to kill them, bro. But I don't, and I mean, I believe in trial and error. And if he needs to sometimes go through it to learn and for him to change on that, and so be it. But I think change is important because change creates opportunities, because when you change your lifestyle, you change your way of living, and you change the way you eat, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, that has an implication to all that. Things start to become different in your life. So change is always good. I mean, but there's 2 types of changes. People change for the worse too, Mm-hmm. So it's it's a 50-50 thing, man. Because I believe if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, it's just the reality of things. there's things that need to be worked on. And in order to fix these social problems, we need to better ourselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because I blame everything that goes on in the world on all of us. I mean, not you and you particularly, but just in general, I kind of feel that people, they start their day off on a negative vibe and they think it's normal. Fuck that, fuck everybody. I want to take myself, and a lot of selfishness, self-righteous, like crazy shit that just comes off in a really, I don't know, I see it more and more. I see it in my household. I see it, around that. And I'm like, man, it's wrong. It's wrong. We really shouldn't be like that, because it creates ignorance and inconsideration for other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I also believe that, like, you're saying, like, a lot of people, they wake up with, like this bad attitude, like blaming the world, this, like, victim mindset, or, like, being angry all the time. Do you also think that, outside energies can influence that? Like, for example, let's say, nowadays you can't deny that the world has like some tension in it, especially if you watch the news. That's what I mean. If you watch the news on a constant basis right now, you can see the world that is like, it's on fire in their eyes, you know what I mean?
More than ever.
Do you think that, like, that can also influence the attitude of the world and the attitude of the people?
It's definitely the energy we put out, because like I was saying, like we start off our day on a negative vibe more instead of a positive vibe. Even the food we take, I love my coffee in the morning, but it's not the right thing to do, So now I have a tendency to, every morning I get up, I drink a big glass of water. If I can put some key lime juice in, I don't have it, I'll just put a little lemon. The electrolytes will help a little bit. But I mean, I see that as a lot. Helps me with my body, helps my digestive system, just helps me a little bit better. I feel a little bit better. Makes the coffee a little bit better, Water's the key to a lot of things, people, there's a war on water right now. People don't even notice it. But I mean, definitely what we do during the day is the energy we put out, and that energy is there. It's there for somebody else to soak up. So if somebody has an ill will, we just gave them more motivation. It's unseen science, like we spoke about the last time. I think we might even. It's just frequencies, man. You don't think the government knows about MK Ultra? They don't think if they can find a way to control all of us. They've been doing it since the 40s, I think 50s or something. I mean, so it's definitely true. It's definitely the energy we put out is what other people feed off. And if we didn't live like that, if we were just positive, we would probably have less negativity to deal with. Or there'd be at least an equal balance where it sustains a natural way of living. But right now, shit ain't natural, bro. Shit is way out of the yin-yang is broken, bro. It's 15%. There's a little piece white and the rest of it is black now. It's what's happening. We out of whack. We off balance. We out of cosmic energy. We were not in the right cosmic sphere of energy, bro. We fucked up. It's no coming back from this. We're gonna have to hit rock bottom. We're gonna have to hit rock bottom. It's just, unfortunately, it's the only way we learn. People like me and people like you, the stuff that people don't listen to us. We've been Jesus Christ in this world. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the whole story of the Bible. It's not really a particular dude. It's just the fact that somebody's actually going to stand up for something positive, something that's right. You know what I'm saying? And fuck you. It's easier following the flow. You know what I'm saying? So those who, I give a lot of people a lot of credit. I tip my hats out to anybody who like example, people who live off the grid, who chose to fuck that. I'm not following that. I'm gonna live with the world. I'm gonna make my fucking house out of these goddamn trees, and I'm gonna live off this goddamn ground, and I'm gonna get my own food like a man, and I don't have to be in the supermarket and God knows why that meat's been sitting there for fucking 2 weeks still red. If it was real meat, it would have been rotten the next day, like, we gotta eat this shit quick, But I mean, I give those people a lot of credit. They don't need money. They don't need to follow the system, and the government attacks those people. There's a dude that was getting fined by the government, and because he had his own source of energy was living off the grid. And they were like, no, that's unacceptable. Like, because he wasn't paying them a fucking bill at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a lot of bullshit, especially what's going on with the whole thing of with energy and all this. And breaking down these people's lives with these pipelines and just like, I understand change. But some things we need to gradually wean into. We can't just shut shit down, ruin people's lives, and there's nothing to replace that. And at the end of the day, to run solar panels and all this type of, you still need oil. They still need energy to run this electrical shit and all this stuff, you know. So it's like, it's kind of a double-edged bullshit, you know. I mean, it's just, it's media at the end of the day, you know, really.
So do you pay attention to the news?
I don't have TV. I haven't had TV, and you know, I just today I was listening to this guy. His name is old guy, Bernie Sanders looking type of dude.
Yeah.
Incredible. He's a political science type of guy, and he's a dude that just basically speaking on this whole Ukraine and Russia thing and how it's pushing us more. You know, it could be, you know, implications of how he made a lot of sense out of it, but none of the media is saying that. No one else is saying that. Nobody else is following that, and nobody else is listening to him. Just intelligent people, and there's people there listening to him. You know, and he's an important dude, but we don't listen to people like this. You know, if Brad Pitt went on TV and said, "Hey, everybody," you know, and we're gonna listen to that dickhead. I mean, who is he? He's just an actor, bro. You know. And the way people become famous now these days is.
So when did you stop watching TV? And you don't think that you miss out by not watching the news, like of what's going on?
I believe in what Denzel Washington said. He said it the best, man. I that's always stuck to me, and no one's ever said it better than he said it. You know, I don't watch it because of the media, and you know, and I'm like, at the same time, you know, I mean, I can still find out what's going on through the internet and stuff like that. And there's other reports, there's other people out there doing stuff like just like what you guys are doing that have to do more with politics. And I tend to listen to these people more because they're like giving you the proof and they're giving you facts and they're making more sense of the thing. The media says something totally different. So, I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't know his name. I'm stuck because I'm trying to figure out his name. I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
I think you should really listen to this dude. And I mean, he makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, it seems like and it just seems like we live in an era where just truth is treated like terrorists. Like, oh, you know, I have to speak the truth, man, you know. God damn you for talking the truth, you know. It's like, it's weird, man. That's why I don't really watch the TV, because Denzel Washington said it. Like, if you watch the news, you're going to be informed. But if you do watch the news, you're misinformed. You know, so they're telling you about shit, but they're giving you misinformation. You know, so...
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like the thing with the podcast is that a lot of it is more like independent journalism. It feels like sometimes,
yes.
And that's super important because now it's like a few companies control what everyone sees, everything. So we have to I think the internet could be a positive thing sometimes. So we have to use it to our advantage.
That people, other than having people twerk and make money and do dumb ridiculous shit. I mean, there was a rapper kid, and I don't really follow too much of what's going on. I mean, I listen to a lot of. I'm into hip hop. I'm not too much into the new rappers, the trap scene, but there's a lot going on with that, and I watch a lot of not about their music, but what goes on behind closed doors and a lot of the murders and stuff and what goes on between these kids. But I'm not sure if was it Young Dolph. Is it a kid named Young Dolph, something like that? I'm not sure, but the internet pretty much solved his murder. Like, I've been watching these shows where and they keep, you know, and talk about how these kids from watching and speaking and just having somebody else think differently than other people, you know what I mean? The media's weird because the media is giving you one perspective, you know, and there's sometimes things don't come in 1 and 2s. Sometimes they come in 3 and 4s. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, especially with all these politics, you know. People think it's because Putin just wants to go ahead and attack. I think he's scared of democracy because you got to remember what happened with Russia and the Georgians when they wanted to be part of the NATO. Mm-hmm. He don't want nobody around him fucking with democracy, bro. It's a threat to him, you know. So I've noticed that too because Ukrainians want that. They want that too, you know. And now they like hurry the fuck up and give us that NATO back. But I don't know, man. I have issues with all that because, you know, we're in a society that we preach, oh, we got to attack tyrants and do what's right. And we put Ukrainians in these situations. We kind of put them in that situation because we push that on them. Democracy, do it yourself. Get in democracy and we'll back you. But then when shit hits the fan, we're not really back, you know. You know, so it's, what we're going to do, I think, in the future is end up pushing Ukrainians more towards Russians, you know, and push Russia more towards China, because Putin's not stupid. He's not incredibly smart either, because I mean, he thought he was able to take that place in a day or two, and it didn't work out. I mean, Ukrainians are tough people, you know, and they have history to prove that, you know. So, but there's a lot of things that the people don't know, and I give the people, I give whoever's standing for the right part of it all the support in the world, because there's good people on both sides. Because there's a lot of Russians right now who are like, it's bullshit. These are our brothers. And there's a lot of Russians who are saying, how dare the Ukrainians? And it's just a lot of, once again, media. You know, Russia got media too, man. Mm-hmm. And who controls it? He does. Who controls our media? Not our government. People beyond our government. You don't even know. Like, people mad at Biden. I'm like, he's just a puppet. You know, and right at this point, from with the history of Republicans and Democrats, the reality is, and I agree with that analysis from watching this guy, that just history proves it. Democrats and Republicans don't know shit about foreign affairs. They suck. They suck. And you got countries like Germany that have good ideas that don't speak up on it. But, you know.
Do you think that there's any solutions in terms of like long term or anything that we can do to avoid this kind of conflict, or at least as people, just normal people who don't have this like higher up power, things that we can do to just like love our community more? Last time you talked about community and about how community is so important, and back in the days when you were coming up in New York, it's like, although it was dangerous, everybody in the neighborhood knew each other. And now, like, a lot of people won't even know their own neighbors, or if they do know them, they'll be on some like enemies shit. What do you think we can do to actually better ourselves on a lower level so that you know, breaches out?
Make sure they don't censor you, bro. Make sure you have that right to speak your mind. If you have something good to offer the world, you can't let mainstream media block you from offering that. Who the fuck are they? Mm-hmm. This is our duty as human beings. You know, like, what the fuck is wrong with people, you know? I don't know, bro. I don't really think the majority of people on the planet on the right cosmic level. Like I said, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to hit rock bottom, because it seems like it's the only way we learn. Especially, you know, America's a new country. You know, we're like the last ones to come about. We did really well. You know, we were superpower. But I don't know, bro. You know, I think about that one a lot because I have kids and I got to worry about their future. But I mean, the Hopi natives say it, man. This is like, they have a whole prophecy on the rise and fall of America, you know, and apparently we're gonna have to hit rock bottom to learn, you know, and apparently, I think we will learn, but it might not be for us to see. You know, it might be the generation after. Who knows? I can't really tell the time on that because I kind of knew we would be in this situation, but I didn't know it would happen in my lifetime or in my kids' lifetime. Probably maybe in their kids, my grandkids or my great grandkids' lifetime. But I didn't think it would come this soon in 2000. You know.
Well, what do you mean by like you didn't think it would come at this point? Like, do you mean
this
like a
COVID
religious kind of relation? Like, what are you talking about? Like a kind of like end of times kind of deal, or what do you mean by that?
I kind of feel that. I kind of feel like I don't think the planet it's at stake. I don't think we're gonna destroy the planet or anything like that. I think we're gonna just destroy what we have. We're gonna we're misinterpreting things. We're too emotional over shit that shouldn't be emotional. We're working ourselves up. We just we need to settle down as people. You know, take a deep breath and really take a look around and stop listening to people and letting others dictate what the fuck we living through and see ourselves. I mean, those are garbage cans, so I want to get rid of this. I don't want to.
No, it's all good, man.
But it's I don't know, bro. I mean, we might have to hit rock bottom to learn and start anew.
What do you think? What do you think rock bottom is?
Man, I don't know.
And when you say
that's
rock,
the scary part because I don't really know. This could be levels. I mean, economically falling and then it just be more of a economical thing, or it could be just like a more for post-apocalyptical thing, nukes. Who knows? I mean, the way things are going right now, I don't. But I mean, no matter how crazy it may seem, I think it's being portrayed a little more worse than what it really is, but it's still very bad at the same time because we should never be in these situations. It's 2020 and we're invading countries and we can't come to solutions. We're people, these are people who control countries or rich, who everybody looks up to, and they can't solve a simple problem, and their solution to a simple problem is let's invade or let's start a war. I mean, I'm not just talking about Russia, I'm talking about governments in general. I mean, people do way better because when COVID happened and the police backed the fuck up from the streets, I live in Coney Island, bro. You know, I'm over there in Shitville. The neighborhood thing, I figured, oh, well, this neighborhood's going to go get crazy with all the gangs. It's going to go nuts. People were cool. People weren't even eating lice that much and doing crazy shit. There was a lot of people with their fake license plates. There was an opportunity to go fuck around with your car and just, you know, to get over. But nobody was really, like, running around and, you know, I mean, the crime's always in New York. You know, there's always, I mean, what's going on in the war? I mean, that's a day in Chicago. You know, we got tons of places other than Chicago, Baltimore, Philly. We have deaths. You know, we got our own wars here that nobody gives a fuck about. I mean, they're wars. These kids are walking around with automatics and Dracos and all type of shit in the street. I mean, like, you know, I mean, and I don't believe in gun control. I believe that we all should have guns, but they should be a sort of control. We all should, you know, at least insure our guns and at least and insure our bullets too. Because every time we use one and we let them fly, we get hit in the pocket, which hurts us more than getting put in jail. Some people all they got is time, you know. But I don't know, bro.
I was thinking, yeah, it's like the time period that you came up in. It was a lot of struggling. It was a lot of violence in the streets. I know you witnessed a lot of stuff, and you've been through a lot of stuff with that time period. How do you compare it to now? You know, now there's like, as there was, I'm sure back then, but also right now there's like a big homeless problem. We got a lot of homeless people sleeping on the trains. They're kicking them out. We have, you know, the sudden random attacks by people who are mentally ill and pretty much just need help. When you look at all the things that are happening now and you reflect on all the things that happened back then, like, how do you think we stand now compared to how it was then?
It's weird. It's hard to say. We always like to compare the old school to the new school, and we always like to make jokes and say how things. But I mean, they're different times, and a lot of different things are going on, and it's two different types of people. Back then we didn't have internet. We didn't live those life. When we watched TV, we had to get up, and every time we wanted to change the channel, we had to get up, and it was that type of world. And work was more with the hands, less machine, less technology. It was more your brain power and less internet power. Nobody's thinking because they want to let this think for them. Like, oh well, I can't figure it out. And that's fine. When it comes to like math or those type of problems, cool. But when it comes to life, bro, when you want to go fact check something, I mean, come on, the internet's controlled. It's controlled information. And I really believe in this because that's another thing, and that's a whole another thing I don't want to get into. But I really believe in that. Everything in the last 6,000-7,000 years, all our information, all our books and everything. I'm not gonna say that they're lies. They're not lies, but they're mostly misinformation. Even books about our bodies. They don't want to tell you about your pineal gland and the power to possess and how you can heal yourself and all that. We put the pharmaceutical companies out of business, And after COVID, shit, they made a lot of fucking money, these cocksuckers. They're buying planets right now, these fuckers, man, So, I mean, I don't know, bro. I wish I had the problems, I mean, the solutions to problems. I wish I was Jesus.
Do you think
I could look like Jesus if you want? Do
you think we're better off now?
This and shit. Say it again.
Do you think we're better off now in terms of crime than we were, let's say, 1990s?
It's safe now, man. It's safe. It's safe now, man. I used to have people running up on my fire stoop. We used to get robbed. People get robbed now when you leave your house and you go away. We get robbed as soon as we go down to the store. Come back, they watching you, they breaking you in. You come back like, yo, it's gone 5 minutes. And they broke into my apartment. And you could hear them running on the roof. And we used to sit in the window. And we could see the shootouts in the neighborhood. Because Merauder's like this, and it's going a little bit downhill, and you can see the Borinque, you can see Bushwick projects. You see the whole neighborhood. And we had a big lot. Now it's buildings. All the hipsters live on Merauder. It used to be a big lot, and I could see straight down. Me and my mom would sit in the window, and my mom was smoking a cigarette, whatever the fuck. We sit down, and you could see the lights flashing, and another 5 minutes. Went over here, and you could tell the guns, and motherfucker had a big one. This old guy with a little gun. But they were shooting, and the violence, I mean, people would break into houses and walk to the corner and try to sell shit right there. I'm like, bro, you're not. They weren't even running high. That's when the heroin hit, and the 70s and the 80s was bad, bro. And the 90s were all the crack babies being born and kids just mentally fucked up from all the, And now they want to keep that cycle. So if you're not on drugs, now we have a cleaner society. There's less people doing drugs, I feel. I'm in the hood, bro, and I don't see that many crackheads anymore. And I get mad because I'm like, fuck, man. I can't get no cheap shit out here no more. They used to knock on your door and like, yo, you want them? I'm like, yo, that shit is dope. How much you want for that? $5. They pull up to your house. Yo, you want this Ferrari? I'm like, how much? $5. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. No, but so now they're doing it with your pharmaceutical, man. Because keeping people addicted is one of the most important things to these fuckers. That's drug addicted society. God damn, bro. You don't think they want that? They've been doing that shit,
So it's like the time period you came up, and it was like what you just described. It was like a straight up war zone.
We need to get, but as good as America is and all this shit is, I don't know, man. It's fucked up over here, man. Because it's like psychological warfare every time you turn on your TV or social media, and it's like physical warfare through your nutrition and your health when you go to the supermarket and God knows what the fuck you buying and shit, and things that I say that's healthy for you. It's not even healthy for you, man, Yeah,
so I was looking at some a box of cereal that my homie was eating, and that shit said on it high in fiber, heart healthy, like long life or some shit. And I'm like, dude, this is and I looked at the description, and it said one serving. I think it was one serving, 26 grams of sugar. It's like a soda. And then on the cover, it's like a happy whatever guy, and it
It's
just
like
says,
artificial sugar too.
yeah, I don't even know. I mean, it's cereal.
You're better
so.
off with regular sugar.
Yeah.
With sugar cane. It's because it's natural.
Yeah.
You know.
So how do you approach social media? Because you were just saying how that's you mentioned that. How do you approach it? How often do you use it? And do you think it's like a positive or a negative thing?
Well, I use it all the time, but I use it to put what I want to put out, and I just I'll tell you the truth. I'm happy with my circle being really small, and I don't have no problems making it smaller. Yeah, I think life is easy. There's too much social climbing. There's too much fake friends, and then people angry at me or Jorge or, bro, don't get mad. Don't get mad because I'm the simplest yet the hardest dude to deal with in life, man. Because if you just keep things the way they are, friendship should always be one way. You know, friendship is friendship, man. Brotherhood is brotherhood, and respect is love. And I'm that type of person. If we keep it on that level and we keep things the way they're supposed to be, then we get along great. But I can't do new school. Like, being my friend for you can get some social climbing, but we involved in some type of business. Because I'm going through something like that right now. I don't want to mention his name because it's not even worth mentioning.
Yeah.
And I never really hated the dude, you know. I gave this dude an opportunity to grow. I didn't really want him involved. It wasn't like a thing I was looking for this person, but he was around, he was available. People recommended me to him. Let him come into the picture. It was a little shaky, and this was amongst my other people. We said, well, give him opportunity. Maybe after this third, second try, it'll go smooth, it'll be better. It really hasn't. The errors that were there from the beginning are still there. And he's not really bringing anything else to the table. And I'm at the position that for me to make that certain thing work, I have to make certain changes. Bing, change.
Mm-hmm.
But it's business. And I'm up to the point that I have my horizon. I need help from the youth, younger people. I need to bring more of the new school into what I'm doing now. I can't always rely, on me. So this dude doesn't really create anything. He's not creating anything. I gave this dude opportunities to get together with me, to become closer to each other, to build a type of chemistry. Even if we're not really friends and we're in this business together, I'm creating something that he should be doing on his own, knowing that he came into something on a whim. Opportunities to make himself valuable in this project. So if I'm telling you to come over and I'll help you, seeing that you have a problem with that, and we could do it together, for you could solidify yourself in this and more, you should want to go. But there was always an excuse. Always an excuse. Always an excuse. So we never did it. So after a while, I'm just like, yeah, this is like, I see him all everywhere, dropping my name, representing that thing, and I'm like, but it's like weird. You're all my fucking friend. It was weird. I've had 2 or 3 people like that in my life already, and I have plenty in the past who all just want to be my friends for some kind of self-networking in this scene, hardcore scene. Like, it's really pathetic to me, the hardcore scene. And I'm not dissing bands, and I'm not dissing people who... But it's just for fun, bro. It's just for fun. And you like music, yeah, fine. We all like music, I like all types of music. My life don't evolve around hardcore. My life evolves around positivity. So if I could find it in that, I can find it in anything. I fuck with anybody right now, bro. If you about making the most of your time and not making the least of it, then I fuck with you. Mm-hmm. I'm 52. I'm gonna be 53. I ain't got no time for bullshit, bro. I ain't got no time for people's. I hate being used, and I ain't got nothing to offer. I wrote a song about that with my old band, Akani. And it's on the demo, and the EP is called Leeches. It's like people leeching onto you, sucking off what I'm trying to get for myself. I'm not even stable. I'm in this music industry for so long, and I'm still not stable. Century Media put me in a very unstable situation. I lost my guitar player. I'm the only one left in the band. I mean, Saba's gone, Anthony, who knows what he's doing. Rick, has his own life. The drummer Vinny, could give a fuck. So, I just want to make things work. This music thing is not for me anymore, bro. Because I could leave it right now and not lose one drop of sleep, bro. I've been wanting to leave it for like 15 years. I've been pushing it because kids been asking me to come back. And, and I love them and I appreciate them. And this is something, bro, that I'd never really worked for. It fell into my hands and I ran with it and I appreciate it. And I love what came out of it. But the business sucks. The wear and tear sucks. It's too physical for me. And right now the music industry is social climbing. If you're not friends with a certain type of dude and this so-and-so, it's like everybody's so goddamn insecure. Everybody wants to be a rock star, but there's no money in this. You're not a rock star, bro. Everybody wants to think they bringing something to the table in this music industry, but at the end of the day, they don't give these kids anything real to live off. A record about nonsense, about me and my friend. Like nobody gives a fuck about you and your friends anymore. Nobody cares about your fuck ups and you being proud of you being an asshole. We were all assholes when we were young, and I kind of regret some of it. It's a lot of wasted time. I hurt a lot of people, I hurt myself. It was just wasted time. But it is what it is. We didn't know any better. Nobody else was teaching us. So I'm trying to teach my son. I tell my son train. He trains. He tries to work out. I mean, he's really, really involved in his music. And I let him be. He's mad creative. This kid he's 100 of me. Bro, he's got my voice. He's got my creativity and some, because he writes all the music, most of the music in his band. Like, he's creative, and he's got other members that play better, but when they fuck up parts, he's like, no, it's this. He'll play drums, or he'll play the bass, or he'll play guitar. Probably not as good as them, but he writes everything, he produces everything. He's a hardworking kid, But
you seem like someone who you talk about cosmic energies. You talk about having positivity and how that's your main thing. You want positivity. You want calmness. Even last time, like you talked about acceptance and Hinduism, meditation, spirituality, unseen science. It doesn't seem like necessarily like music would be that thing, because I feel like that's like a lot of like business stuff. Like you're working all the time, you're interacting with a lot of different people, you're at shows at night, there's stuff all over the place. Like it doesn't seem like those two would match up, you know what I mean? Is that how you feel sometimes?
There's spirituality always in music. Because there's two types of people in everything we do. There's real and fake. There's real people in music that write songs about things they actually believe in. And you can hear it through the lyrics, and you can hear it through the message in the music, And there's people who make stupid music. You're like, we have it in rock, we have it in fucking, and hip hop. I mean, come on, with the, it's everywhere. Spirituality is just it's all on the individual. So really on just on the individual. There's people who are gonna push it through their music. There's people who ain't. They're just doing it just because it's more materialistic. It's more. I don't know. Some people just need attention. That's why they portray shit that they never been about. I run into people all the time. And I'll just have a homie of mine, who's involved in a thing, And, you know, he's a cool dude. He hangs at my house. And they big. They worldwide. They're all over the place. So there's a little young kid portraying that in my neighborhood. So my boy, he goes, yo, I had to pull his card. I had to go up to him to see if he was really. And it's just, these kids are just like portraying shit. They're not going through the right measures. And I mean, if you want to be that, whatever you want to be in life, you gotta have to be a real version of that. You know, even if it's just a street thing, you can't just involve yourself and make a self-claim on the streets of something that's already been established. Those dudes will come see you. So my boy had and a young kid, but my boy had a little bit like, who gave you that right? What's this, that? Like, the kid didn't know any of it. And my boy was like, yo, you better drop that. Take that shit off your neck. It ain't, you know? It's not a joke. People get killed over that shit, you know? So, but there's a lot of that. Music, and on the streets, and life as friends. You know, people come over your house who are really your friends, and there's people who just come over your house who are just not really your friends, you know? It's weird, man, because, you know, I'm cool with letting people in my house, and I've had people in my house who are not my friends. You know, I don't really have that much anymore. You know, and I always clean out my house. I'm always saging my house, burning incense.
I remember you told us that.
And salt and you know, and excuse me, sorry, man.
All good.
Man, I gotta bleep that one out. You know. But
yeah, I remember you told us that. You told us that like you're really about your peace in your house. Like it needs to not. Like your house needs to be a place of. It's like your temple, and you need to be calm.
Yeah.
Burn
Sometimes
some
it
sage.
gets too quiet. You're to a point that you know. That it drives me crazy. I'm like, yo, where the fuck is everybody at? You know, like, I like my noise, and I like my fun. You know, and if it's playing music loud and having
Everyone needs both. They need like a little bit of solitude, a little bit of socialization.
Everybody in my house is pretty calm. My wife's pretty calm. My kids are pretty calm. I'm the only ghetto person there. I'm the loud one in the morning. Put the radio, like a real spick. You know, ding, 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 ding. Like, everybody's like, oh, too early for this shit. Once I have my coffee, I'm good. I'm ready to go. You know? But, you know, there's a time to be serious in the house, and there's a time, you know, to fuck around. I mean, I like to fuck around a lot, even during serious things, because to me, it's nothing that serious, you know? And there's a solution to everything. Everything. Even to war solutions, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I definitely agree that there's a solution to everything. You know, some are easier than others.
They should just get those little midget dudes. That little Hezbollah guy. Go to Ukraine, get that little midget guy, and have Hezbollah and their little midget dude. Bing, bang, let it duke it out. And the problem, man.
Whoever wins, they settle.
Whoever wins, that's it. We settle.
Yeah.
Whoever wins takes the land. Like, nah, that's fucked up. But, you know, I have a good friend of mine, Danny. I don't know if you saw, like a month ago, I was watching UFC, and there was this tall white kid sitting on my sofa.
Okay.
Well, that's my boy Danny. Great kid, man. Great kid. Shy Ukrainian dude. You know, he's a little shy. He's like, yo, you know, I kind of want to talk to the American girls. He tells me, but I don't know how to go to them. English is not too good. I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, learn Spanish. You don't need nothing else. Nah. But you know, I don't know how to help him with that one, because girls are different today than back then, you know. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, what do I say, girls? I'm like, you can't say nothing. You just got to text them, you know. Like, then they'll respond to you. But his family's in the Ukraine, and, you know, he's really emotional. You know, I can understand that. I mean, his family's there, and they're like 10 minutes away from all that action. And I called him the other day, and he's like, yo, I'm in the Ukraine. I'm like, oh, shit, he just got up and left, you know. So, you know, I wish him the best, man. It's unfortunate that these are the things we have to talk about. The media's more, our daily news is, man, I don't know. We focus too much on bullshit. We don't focus on the good things. There's so much good shit going on in the world. We don't speak on it, bro. Yeah. We don't acknowledge it. We're too fucking hating. Oh, the neighbor's got a better car than we do. Who gives a fuck, man? That's his life, his destiny, his path. He got a better job. My nigga, either improve your situation or deal with what you got and be happy with it. I mean, I'm just tired of people, man. Too much hate. That's why I hate the music industry. You know, I don't want to be known for music. I mean, I could. What if I was a piece of shit? People respect me because of my music, but what if I was out there killing people and shit? Had bodies underneath my house or some shit. You know? I don't know, man. Well, that's music, bro. And unfortunately, the reality, we're here for that. A fan is here to acknowledge what we see in front of us on the stage and on the record. Other than that, you know, that's Pavarotti shit. You know, following motherfuckers around. Hey, look, this motherfucker use this type of toilet paper on. Well, which is dumb shit too. You know, we focus on too much things that we really don't need to know, and the things that we do need to know, we don't give a fuck. And I'm not perfect, bro. I preach these things because, and I keep preaching them because it keeps me on point, and it helps me. It's a reminder. You know, when I preach to other people, it's a reminder for me too. And I'm still working on my life, bro. I'm still working on my life. I'm like, things ain't perfect. Right. But, you know, we have a roof over our heads, you know. It could be worse. Yeah. I treat my kids good. You know, we got 2 cars. We have dogs. We got fish. I mean, I'm blessed, bro. We have our own house, bro. You know what I'm saying? My kids love me, so my job is done. Like I could die today and be like, I don't give a fuck. They're gonna always love me. They're gonna, you know. But we're not done here. You know, work is never done. You could be 80 years old with kids, and you still gotta father them, no matter how old they are or what. They're still gonna be my babies always. You know, but it's what it is, man. When you stick it in, you gotta remember that you might be a chance you're gonna be a papa too.
What do you have you been training? Like martial arts and stuff?
I've been on and off because things have been happening, and I've been really busy, and I really have. I'm not as young as I used to. I stopped taking my vitamins. Mm-hmm. I kind of just want to go natural. I was taking those A-list males, and they give you a nice boost, but I don't know, man. It's still a pill. And I don't really know what the fuck's in it. I'd rather just eat and just drink water and try to be happy, you know, to make the best of things. I mean, what the fuck? I'm getting old. I'm not going to be able to reverse that, you know? It's just what it is. We roll with the punches, you know?
What martial arts? Because I know you did boxing. You've done Muay Thai.
Right now, man, I can't really do anything. I don't really have the facility to. I bought a bag and I'll put a stand and everything, but I can't put it in the house because it's a little too big, and I don't want to put it in the living room. Just a big boxing stand with the other side has the pair too. So, but I bought a 100-pound water bag because I like the water bag. It's shorter, like you know, so I can get the uppercuts on there, you know. So I just gotta wait for this. I think this week I'm gonna put it up. It's gonna be in the late 50s, early 60s or 60, 61. I don't think it's really gonna get really cold from here on that much. So I'm gonna start putting it up, and I'm gonna have that. But other than that, I'm just running. I'm doing push-ups. I'm doing these. I'm pretty much doing different push-ups now. I don't know. My back's been hurting. I don't know if it's because of those push-ups.
What do you mean by different push-ups?
I'm more like my ass is up in the air, so all the weights are up. Yeah. So instead of doing that 50, 60 at a shot that I used to do, I'm doing 30 now. I'm pushing to 40. So I feel it all up here.
Yeah, like decline, incline.
Yeah, it's like I'm doing those. I like them, you know. So I kind of want to target more the upper area, you know. But I feel strong. I'm doing shit that I couldn't do as a kid. I'm able to balance myself on 2 hands, and you know my knee and stuff. So I kind of, even at my age, I still want to try to do what do what you do. You know, do the handstand. I mean, I know I could do it. I don't know if I could do a push-up, probably smack my head against the ground, crack it wide open. But I mean, I'm always looking to improve myself, man. You know, I just the weather being iffy and my issues with my allergies and my breathing, it's really taking a toll. It's really discouraged me sometimes. You know, I'm running and I'm only breathing through one side. And last time I went running, I kind of had like a little cold. So I'm only breathing through this side, and this motherfucker's clogged. So I'm like, you know? And then people calling, and I'm trying to run and talking and breathing through my mouth. So like, hey, I'll call you later. You know, like, so, yeah. So I might need surgery, you know? But, you know, I mean, is this for me?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. I got the feed you. I got the good stuff. Yo, we got the good stuff here, man. I did a podcast one time, man. They gave me toilet water, bro. They're like, yo, hey, puppy. I'm like, oh, no. What the fuck is that floating around there? No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Are you talking about surgery? Surgery for what?
For my nose, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got a deviated septum. So it's like, it's in order for me to...
Yeah.
And I want to do jujitsu, man, because I roll with a few people in the past, and for someone who doesn't do jujitsu, I kind of know what to do. Mm-hmm. You know how to shift my body, and I know how to put weight and more, and be able to swing my legs, and I understand the concept of rotating and rolling and moving and spinning, and I just don't know the moves. I could probably get into position, but if I get into position, I'm just going to just throw blows. To the back, whatever. I'm bite you in the back of your neck. I'll do the fucking Evander Holy. I'll do the Mike Tyson. And bite the ear, whatever. Yeah. Or, old school. Cornhole, motherfucker. Yeah, get off me, motherfucker. Whatever works, man. If a motherfucker's fat and you can't get him off, you best believe I'm sticking these two fingers up his butthole. And he's going to get off. I'd rather have shitty fingers than fucking a face full of blood, bro.
Yo.
Hey, man, when you're in that when you're in that situation, it's one or the other. You gotta think fast, man. You know, it's either get your face smashed or your fingers shitty. You know, like, you don't gotta smell them, bro. They got sandy wipes, all that shit. You can wash your hands in hot water for you.
No, that's it.
Know?
Like it never happened.
You know, like.
So funny.
But I definitely agree with with working out when you get older, because you gotta keep the fucking bone density.
So good.
He said bone density.
How important do you think it is in terms of martial arts and the world we're living in? How important do you think it is to know how to defend yourself? Even if you do some other shit, if martial arts isn't your thing, just knowing how to defend yourself, how important do you think that is? Because
fighting is not just about defending yourself or the aspect of fighting. Training and fighting increases all your abilities. So it keeps you more alert, more helps you be more motivated, uplifts you. I've seen people who had no motivation, no self-determination, no love for themselves to get into martial arts, and completely different person. They love the world now and everything is beautiful and great because it boosts all your senses, boosts all your abilities, and it makes life greater. And just to be physically superior don't have to be with the hands, man. You might have to help somebody in need one day, or you might be walking down the street and a piano falls from the ceiling. Because of your training, your reflexes, your senses, everything's gonna be enlightened, and more hyper, and so you're gonna be able to adjust yourself and react to things in life a little bit better, not just fighting. Even with, especially dudes, bro. When it comes to women, you get your martial arts going on. If you can roll and you can train, and then you can hit that toto for a couple of hours, no problem, bro. You're up there like doing back hands, and like, yo, check this one out, capoeira. And this all that goes good. Women be impressed, like, yo, this motherfucker got on top of me, did 3 sons, did windmills, did all this type of crazy shit, like, for 6 hours, But I'm just saying, all jokes aside, it just makes you a better person. And it doesn't have to be Some people never fight. Some people just don't get into fights at all, and training their whole lives. And I mean, that's where kung fu comes in. You can train and never fight, and come off as a badass. Except when you do fight somebody that knows how to fight, you get your ass kicked. Nah, I'm just joking. I mean, it's everything has its pros and cons, you know. But I mean, training this. It's all. Everybody has a different body. Everybody has a different thing they need to work on. And there's all different types of training, different types of styles, different types of shit for everybody. Different strokes for different folks. But if our goal is the same at the end of the day, is to better yourself, then hey, so be it. You know.
What do you think training has done for your life?
Shit, man. Look at me. I'm 53, man. I look like I'm 20. Nah, I'm fucking around. Nah, I mean, you know, it kept me going. It kept me going. It kept me good. It kept me healthy. I was able to endure more, deal with more, be more. I mean, I did a lot, bro. I've always been an active motherfucker, you know. Always, man. I used to live in 95th Street, uptown, Manhattan. I used to ride my bike down to Williamsburg to my old hood, play handball all day, basketball, smoke, then ride around the hood, see people ride all the way back home, do it every other motherfucker. I used to work for a weed service, man. I never took the train. My boys all had bikes. A couple dudes like, yo, I gotta go uptown, I'm taking the train. I'm like, fuck that, I'm riding up there, you know? And I was a dude that, you know, at the weed service, we'd close at 10 o'clock. You know, and the dudes at work, they were like, 10 o'clock, fuck you, the rest of the people, I ain't doing nobody. I used to call people and be like, yo, don't worry, I'm going to get to you. And I just keep riding all night long, you know. That time my girl worked nights, so go home to nothing, you know, just there was no one there. So I said, I'll fucking ride all night. And I always ride bike. I've always played sports. I was never LeBron James at anything, but I was always good. I was never the last pick of anything either. You know, we played basketball, motherfuckers. I'll be third, you know, fourth pick, second pick, you know, depending on the sport. Handball, I was good. Baseball, I was good. Basketball, I was good. I just didn't have the height, you know. And the brothers can jump, man. I just couldn't jump like them, you know. I was the only one to walk onto the basketball court with a step ladder. Like, hold on, leave this right next to the court. So I'm going to use this when I'm running. Nah, but I mean, just being involved in many different things. It was not necessarily sports. It kept me happy. It kept me occupied. You know, especially in my neighborhood back then, shit was always popping off. Every time we was having fun. I wasn't in a gang when I was a kid. And I had to run from more shootouts and worry about me getting killed more than, like, now, these kids ain't got to worry about that shit. I used to walk to the store, and next thing you know, boom, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, oh, shit, and run home and be like, look in the mirror like, am I bleeding? And, you know, and I was never once involved. So, you know, so these kids are complaining about today and shit like that. I'm like, it's a little too easy, man. It's easy, but it's difficult. Because their difficulties come more mental now. They have all this MK Ultra type shit, you know, and Facebook and Instagram, and I'm in Facebook jail right now. Apparently, I don't know, because I can come and go, you know, I'm furloughed, you know, so, you know, the motherfuckers that get that work release and come in and out and leave the prison, that's me, right? Because apparently, it says I got 16 more days, but I've been able to use this motherfucker I'm like, so I don't know. Maybe they got me on a work release. So, but it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. I mean, you have to be strong, and you really have to live a little bit to really understand what life's about. You can't speak on life from your house, man, and from the internet. You can't see the world. Even though you get all this information, it's not the same being there. It's just not the same. Like, I'd rather listen to a dude who's been to a certain place and lived there for a couple years and who's a nobody and just was there and been and done all this shit than some guy who studied it on the internet and got a degree. I'm like, fuck you, bro. You never been there. The fuck you know? Shut the fuck up. And we have a lot of that today. It's just that's the internet now. Everybody's got an opinion, but no one's ever done it, did it, or been there. So don't talk shit. No one's ever doesn't know anybody from over there. I've spoken to anybody over there. I'm like, you know, we need to concentrate on our own world. We all have our own little world to live in. You know, and not being in a selfish way, because our world consists of the people we love. We can't take care of people we don't love. You know, and the people we love are the ones around us. You know, that builds consideration. I mean, and the reality is the people we love are the ones that we're in contact with. I don't say I don't love anybody I don't know, but I don't know you. You're not in my life, so I really don't have any involvement with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're able to do that on a bigger scale. We start with the small circles, and we build it up to a large, because when everybody's doing the same thing, and you see your people, other people, for the first time that you never met before, you're already on this vibe, and they're on this vibe. And so when you come in contact with each other, you're gonna vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody to each their own. Need to take care of our little circles. Need to take care of our priorities. You know, a lot of people out there making claims and this and. You know, I would just like to tell them, bro, yo, before you call yourself this, you call yourself that, and with these images, try to be a man. Try to be a human being and a man first before you want to be anything else in life, man. Because I see too many motherfuckers talk a lot of shit and using stuff like music and that's and just to promote garbage, bro. We have enough garbage in the world, bro. Don't see what the fuck is going on out here. So if anybody out there to be promoting garbage and fuck you. You know, just like fuck you. Like fuck you. And they, you know, I'm not even going to mention names because they're not worth mentioning. I don't want to give these people attention because that's what they want. They want attention for not doing anything. They don't even handle their own priorities. Some of these motherfuckers' own seed is like, fuck them. They don't want nothing to do with their fucking, you know, I'm like, can't, bro. You can't be anything if you can't be what you're supposed to be in life, you know? So, fuck all that.
But yeah, man, I just gotta say, thanks for coming on the show and
No doubt,
speaking bro. Again. I really appreciate it, and it's always a good time talking to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
I don't think I've laughed on the show like that.
Man. I enjoyed it, man. It was easy to come here last time. The traffic wasn't that bad. Yeah, last time I came with my boy and my boy Ammo. You know, it was we hit traffic hard, bro. Last time it was hard, and then we could not find parking here at all, bro. And I pulled up right here, next block, found it. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was in the car screaming, "Yeah, motherfucker!" But yeah, I was. I was in the car like, "Yeah, cabrón, yeah, Puerto Rico." I was like, "Puerto Rico." I got nothing to do with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, cabrón, and blowing my horn. All these Asian people looking at me like, "What's wrong with this motherfucker?" You know, he must have tried one of my dumplings. He likes it. And I'm like, no. I found parking, cabrón.
Yo, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, bro.
Guys, man.
Yo,
thank you.
Hell yeah. Peace, bro.